Alright guys, this tournament made absolutely no sense. I had aces 7 times, multiple double knockouts, went card dead for huge stretches, dropped to 15 big blinds multiple times, and somehow turned into a final table run. In this video, we're playing a massive Club WPT bounty tournament with over 1,500 players, fast blind levels, and knockout bounties on every player. These tournaments can get chaotic fast, and this one definitely did. Between monster hands, brutal card dead stretches, and multiple survival spots, this turned into one crazy run. Let's get into it. What a great way to start a tournament. I mean, ace is one of the first few hands. I'm in level 4. Get pocket aces. There's a couple limps. Short stack decides to shove. I decide to re-raise. The big blind decides to call. A late position limper calls as well. Flop comes jack high. I decide to put the pressure on with a little under half pot bet. Big blind gets out of the way, and late position thinks for a sec and ends up making the call. We're off to the races. Late position's got 9s, and we end up getting a double knockout right away. Great way to start a bounty tournament. Very next level, I pick up aces, bump it up, first to act. We get a late position call. We get a shove from the small blind. Big blind gets out of the way. I decided to just call here, and then the button calls as well. We're racing against jacks and ace king. No danger on the flop, turn, river, and right away we get another double knockout. Talk about a heater. It's kind of comical. We go on break. Right back from break in level 6, we get aces again. I mean, how hard of a start could you ask for? Sitting there with 28,000 in chips. Blinds are still pretty small. I decide to raise it up. First to act in front of the big blind. We get a couple callers. Big blind gets out of the way. First to act, jams all in. I've got an easy call here. Late position call, followed by another call. The flop comes jack 10 queen. Nothing else I'm going to do here other than shove. Both players surprisingly actually end up calling. We end up losing the hand to 3 of a kind, but we do get the double KO there. We were covering everyone in chips. Next hand we'll go over here. We're in level 9. Blinds are 250, 500. I've got pocket 10s in the small blind. There's a early position raise to 1,000. The big blind called the raise as well. Flop comes 5, 7, 3. Big blind decides to jam after I check it to him. I make the call on a pretty dry flop for me. And then I decide to put the other player all in, and we end up getting another double knockout. We're just cooking at this point. We're in level 9, and we've got about 100 big blinds. Shocker here, we're in level 9. We pick up pocket aces again. We've got a middle position raise. I decide to just jam. He snaps it off with king queen suited. No sweat on the turn, and we end up getting another knockout here, just running extremely hot. This hand gets interesting. I'm in the small blind with 8 jack of spades. There's a middle position raise. The button calls. I decide to call, and the big blind calls as well. The flop comes pretty good. It's 5, 9, 7, 2 spades. I don't have anything yet. I do have the gut shot, and any spade will give me the flush. The button decides to go all in after it checks to him. I call is all in, and then the big blind decides to rejam, and the middle position player gets out of the way. Right away on the turn, we get the 10, hit the straight, and knock out 2 players. So another knockout. I mean, we're just seriously cooking at this point. I think we had 140 big blinds. The next handful of levels, I think it was like 5 levels. I just ended up so card dead. It was level 9, level 10. I was getting premiums, just not finding good spots, kind of bleeding chips, trying to pick my spots wisely. I was playing a lot of hands, just not finding good spots, playing them safe as well, so I wasn't just trying to lose my entire stack here. I knew I had a shot to make a deep run. Still card dead in level 11. I mean, it was just crazy how few hands I was getting here. It was like I got aces, 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 you know, double knockout with jack, 8, you know, picked up 10s, got a knockout, and then just 6 levels card dead. So these levels here really tested my patience. I was really just trying to make the smartest plays as possible, not punt off my entire stack. I decided to literally start watching some home game videos I had from a while ago because I was so bored. And I was just doing everything I could to stay as patient as possible. Let someone step on a landmine. I wasn't in a spot where I needed to force anything. I had a nice stack, and yeah, really no need to do anything crazy. You know, I was definitely getting involved in hands, but didn't find any good opportunities to get to showdown with them. I think I went for a couple short stack bounties in this time, bled some chips, still card dead in level 15, and then we pick up pocket jacks. Getting close to the end of the level, I decide to raise it up in middle position, raise it up to just under 2 big blinds. I think it was like 1.5, I don't even know. I raised it up, we get a jam from the small blind. He had pocket 6s. Flop came deuce, deuce, 7. Turn came a deuce, and we had the knockout, or the double up, shall I say, locked in. That was a big momentum hand. Sure enough, we get pocket aces again in level 18, and we knock out a pair of 4s, another knockout. I mean, I'm just running so hot at this point. My computer stopped recording for a little bit. We're in level 18, and I get pocket aces again, and someone jams into me. I'm in the small blind. I make the call. Big blind gets out of the way, and we're racing against ace-9. Dead on the turn, and yeah, we scoop another bounty and pick up some chips there. That was a big momentum swing for me. I felt card dead for so long. I was just trying my best to be patient. Picked up ace-5, played it, and I flushed a player to get a massive knockout. Put me over 180,000 in chips, and I was sitting 16th out of 117. This is the spot where I really thought that, you know, I could really make a good deep run. Level 25 comes around. Still trying to pick our spots wise. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. Get a couple walks, steal a couple blinds. Nothing too, you know, notable to report on. At this point, we're 23 out of 32. I mean, I know I've got a real good shot to make a deep run. I decided to jam in this spot in level 25 with pocket 10s. I had 15 big blinds. I knew this was a spot where I needed to win a hand, needed to take down some blinds, whatever it was, and I get an early position raise to fold. So I went from 15 to 25 big blinds. That was a huge momentum boost. Right after that, shortly after, level 26, I'm 16th out of 26 in chips. We have a late position raise. I'm in the big blind with pocket kings. I shove 16 big blinds. The late position raiser thinks about it for a little while and then decides to fold. So sitting with 19 big blinds in level 26, I go card dead for a little bit again. 23 players left. I'm really just trying to take my time. Level 26, I shove ace-10 of hearts, 19 big blinds, and steal some chips there. Level 26, I jam ace-jack suited, hoping for folds. I get them. Level 27, I get ace-queen in the big blind, early position raise to two blinds, followed by a call. I decide to jam the early position raiser. He thinks about it for some time, kind of just hoping for a fold here, but he ends up making the call. This was the biggest hand, I think, of the tournament. I flopped an ace on him. He hit 2 pair, but I hit a straight, and we end up doubling up through a massive stack. I've got 40 big blinds. I'm ranked 4th out of 18. You know, that was just a huge spot. So At this point, there's 18 left. Still trying to pick my spots here. There's a early position or middle position jam for 9 big blinds. I'm sitting on 40 big blinds and I've got king jack. Yeah, I'm 4th out of 18. The big blind decides to shove as well. I decide to call. It's really just trying to really take control. I end up hitting a king on the turn to give me another double knockout. I mean, this was just huge for me. I win that hand. I go over 60 big blinds. I'm over $1 million in chips. I'm 3rd out of 13 and level 28. Really just trying to put some pressure on these smaller stacks as we get close to the final table. I mean, it's a big spot. Went card dead for a bit. We get to level 30. There's 9 players left. The final table is 8. And yeah, there's a limp. I jam with ace queen, steal some chips. I've got 24 big blinds. Some time goes by, level goes up. I've got 16 big blinds, steal some chips with queen jack. Really in survival mode here. Not survival mode, but you know, not trying to do anything crazy. This hand was, I think, the momentum killer for me. I decided to raise it up and first to act with pocket 8s. The flop came 6-9 jack, 2 clubs. I decided on a check. Another club came on the turn, another 9 and a club. I decided to bet 2 big blinds. We get raised. I call. I snap called that. Maybe I should have taken some time to think about that, because the small blind decides to jam on the river. It was a double paired board. I just thought there was no way that I was good in this spot. I mean, he's clearly either got a 6, 9, or jack, maybe even clubs. Either way, I'm behind a lot of hands here. Really only have a bluff catcher, but I bled away a lot of chips in this hand. That's the moral of that. I mean, I had a lot of chips and I lost like 7 or 8 big blinds just messing around in that hand. Wasn't good when we're teetering on the final table. And then yeah, we get there. We're 8-handed. There's a late position raise to 2 big blinds. I've got 6 big blinds and I've got pocket 9s. I mean, I think you know what's gonna happen here. Decided to just rip it in. Hoping for a fold, but we got called by ace 7. Hits a 7 on the flop, and I end up holding. I end up doubling up my 6 big blinds. So I went over to 15 big blinds with 8 players left in the field. 10 king of diamonds, I think, is plenty good hand. Maybe I should have picked a better spot. There were a couple shorter stacks than me. Button wakes up with ace jack, and I don't improve. So this was for my tournament life. That's where I got knocked out. Made it all the way to the final table with 1,500 players, over 1,500 players, or 1,509. I ended up getting another satellite ticket. Got a good amount in bounties. Not gonna say that wasn't a really good run. It was really fun. Played for a couple hours. Not a bad outcome. And man, picking up aces that many times in a tournament, it's just wild. I mean, I still can't believe it. But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll be posting the satellite videos. I'll probably find that home game with all those clips that I was watching. I forgot that I filmed that, but that was also a pretty crazy run. A lot of colliding hands, and yeah, we'll get after it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.